But when you look at what Donald Trump is actually doing when it comes to our elections, the prospect of him trying to defy the Constitution to remain in office doesn't seem so hard to believe. And I'm not just talking about his last failed attempt to illegally stay in power on January 6th. I'm talking about things he is doing and his administration is doing right now. I mean, today the Justice Department announced that it plans to send election monitors to about a half dozen counties in California and New Jersey to monitor polling sites during their upcoming elections, happening just 11 days from now. And some of those counties just happen to be where key congressional races will take place a year from now, which is definitely not a coincidence. We should see all of this as a trial run. And I'm going to speak with a top election lawyer who also lives in California about this later in the show. Look, election monitoring is something past administrations have done, usually not in off-year elections. But let's also just put this in a bit of a context. Trump's allies are trying to overturn a key section of the Voting Rights Act. Trump is sending military into the streets of American cities, in part to intimidate people from participating in the democratic process. They've been pressuring, as we all know, we've been covering this a lot, Republican leaders in red states across the country to redo their congressional maps to steal back seats. And now Trump wants to put his hand-picked lackeys in charge of monitoring elections. That's not to mention that the Trump officials who have been tapped for this election monitoring operation are these two ladies, Attorney General Pam Bondi and Trump's head of the Civil Rights Division, Harmeet Dhillon, both of whom are election deniers, of course. I mean, in the days after the 2020 election, Pam Bondi, who had already been one of Trump's lawyers during his impeachment trial, sued the state of Pennsylvania, falsely claiming that Trump won the state he actually lost by 80,000 votes.
We are still on the ground in Pennsylvania. I'm here right now, and we are not going anywhere until they declare that we won Pennsylvania. The good residents who are all supporting us in Pennsylvania, their votes don't count by these fake ballots that are coming in late.
What,
and back
Pam,
to the observation, they're not letting us watch the process.
Pam, did you just say fake ballots?
There could be. That's the problem.
Of course, there were not fake ballots. There was no legitimate evidence of fake ballots. But Pam Bondi went out and promoted Trump's conspiracy theory that the election had been stolen. And now Trump is putting her in charge of monitoring polling places. And Trump's other new top election monitor is definitely not any better. Harmeet Dhillon was also an advisor to Trump's 2020 election campaign. And just like Bondi, she spent that time promoting false election conspiracies. And she even called upon Trump's conservative Supreme Court appointees to put politics over principle and help overturn the results.